Welcome to Hungary. We're in Budapest. This is Paula.
Hello.
We've come here, we were travelling, we were in Germany, and we thought, sod it, let's get the train to Budapest.
Let's just do it. Why
Which
not?
we did. Be footage of that spliced in about now? Maybe. Just gotta work out where our train is.
Our train's cancelled.
It's very nice. Budapest. We made it. I've got a few sights I want to see, so come with me and, well, come with us.
Come with us, I'm here too.
And let's enjoy some Budapest.
Yeah.
Let's go. Also, normally I'd say this bridge was built in 1666. I don't know when this bridge was built, so just enjoy it. We're at the central marketplace, having a wander around, looking at all the stalls.
This one's more blue. This one's got more red on it. How much?
Paula is buying things.
Oh yeah.
Lots of lovely little bits and pieces. There's also food here, which is what I'm really interested in. I think we're buying some embroidery as well. It's not that, like, bustling, but it's nice. As in, it's nice, but it's not like chaos.
Yes, we can move around, which is nice, but it's not like empty.
It's a big old building though. I do need a Hungarian hat. That's something that we're looking for.
What are we looking for?
Hungarian hat, Paula.
Yes. We'll have to see if we can find any. I haven't seen any in here yet.
I've seen lots of things, but I'm not like, ooh, that's a traditional hat.
Yeah.
Very simple. If you don't put it in a frame, it's very easy. One water, 40 degrees.
Turns out paprika is the thing, right? Paprika is the thing.
Yes, very much so.
And meat, and bread, and palinka. I tell you what, the food in Hungary has been absolutely awesome.
Potato-filled scones?
I knew I liked goulash.
You knew from your trip to
Kosovo,
which you can find if you click the whatever.
It's not that type of YouTube channel, Paula.
No, we've done it now. You have to do it. You got a lot of food.
Paula's got some stuffed cabbage with stuff with like rice and meat. Rice and meat? And I've got some more beef stew. Cheers.
And you mean a cigarette?
Take a cigarette. This is smoky and paprika-y and tasty. If that makes sense.
The 3 E's.
That food was so good.
Oh, I am stuffed.
She's a stuffed little cabbage.
Yep.
A lot of people call Budapest like a fairy tale type of city, and I have to kind of agree. Everything looks like a movie set because it was probably in a movie at some point. It's the Liberty Bridge, it turns out. But look at this place behind me. It does look a bit like a fairy tale. And up there is a statue that I would quite like to see. So let's try and find out how to get up there.
We could just scale it.
Okay, you start from the bottom and I'll try and walk.
All right, great. See you there.
Budapest is a city which is kind of two cities split by the Danube. So we're in Buda and Pest is over there. And it's famous for paprika, goulash. It's famous for palinka, and also marzipan.
Goose liver,
Yes,
according to the market.
but also kind of not governing itself, which is something that is fairly new to Hungary. So there's lots and lots of statues commemorating many different periods of time, normally involving a rebellion against the Nazis, against the communists. But if Budapest is anything to go by, it kind of turned out in the end, I feel like. I'm pretty sure that that plaque is talking about the Hungarian people being pretty pissed off with Hungarian fascism, and by 1944 a statue of their minister Gombas, who stood there, was blown up, and that was one of the initial sparks of rebellion against the fascist rule in Hungary. Which by 1944, you can imagine, sentiment towards fascism was starting to wear mighty thin.
So I guess that's where the statue was on that plaque, right? And they blew that up.
If you can have a statue made of yourself, don't be a dick.
I don't want anyone blowing on my statue.
Unfortunately, where we're going is up these steps, so let's do that.
That's the Gellert waterfall. I wonder if that's the same water that feeds the Gellert, like,
Baths?
Baths,
Yeah,
yeah.
it must be.
It's all named the same thing, so. Look, I don't know, I'm not the expert here.
Paula's been doing some research and she's pretty proud of it.
The truth is out there.
It might not be. This statue is higher than I thought it was.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna make it.
It's not that bad. A lot of the statues and plaques and stuff we're seeing are commemorating the Hungarian rebellion that didn't work. People who are trying to fight fascism, but a lot of them are for the people who are trying to fight communism before communism fell. Rebellions that started and uprisings that were quelled, but people are proud of the people who tried, you know, the people who tried to stop it. And because they didn't stop it, they're all commemorating people who died for the country, essentially. People to be proud of, you know.
There were some arrows when we came up here that were pointing that way. I think we're going the right way.
I'm always up for a hike. Why not? You're gonna get me in Budapest once. Go see the statue that's the symbol of the city. I'm always gonna want to do that. So, Lady Liberty here was erected in, that's a weird word to emphasize, was put up to celebrate.
I also thought it was weird, I'm glad you caught that.
Thank you. To celebrate the Soviets defeating the fascists after World War II. And that was seen as a liberation of Hungary. And the original inscription was thanking that, and was in Russian and in Hungarian. But then, in 1956, when there was a partially successful revolution against the Soviets, once saviors became tyrants in their own right, they eventually took the Russian inscription off. And now, after 1989, it's just an inscription to thank the people who gave their lives in lots of conflicts to save Hungary and to make Hungary what it is, to save them from the fascists, then from the communists, and a lot of people gave their lives to do that. It's a pretty good statue, and she's looking out at a very beautiful city. Definitely a place worth saving. While we're up here, I think it's a great time for what I would describe as a pop in a bar, only we've got Hungarian Christmas chocolates and booze. But it's close enough. So we've got these Christmas chocolates. I don't remember which one is which. You wanted the banana one, right?
Which I'm gonna guess is the yellow one?
It has to be the yellow one.
Right?
Surely. I want the marzipan one, which I think is this one, which is also yellow, but I would describe it more as a gold.
That's more of an orange, yeah. So these were labeled as Hungarian Christmas candies, so.
Cheers. Or is that eggnog?
This is banana.
Is it good?
Yeah. What's yours? Is it the marzipan?
Get out of here. I think this is the eggnog. It tastes a bit boozy.
That's nice. Do you want to try some of the banana?
It's pretty good. I like it. Wow, that's really good.
It's really good. Like, it tastes like banana. It doesn't taste, yeah. It's not like Runts, Runts bananas. You know what I'm talking about.
I hate bananas, but I do like banana flavored things. So, I think we still have a marzipan and a...
Look, they kind of look like Christmas poppers.
A Christmas cracker, do you mean?
Yeah.
Americans.
White chocolate. Yours doesn't have the label on it. Yours is bootleg.
Mine's counterfeit. That's what I deserve. I love marzipan.
Oh boy, that's good.
That is so good.
Can I have a tiny nibble of it? You're gonna like that. Show them. It looks like pistachio on the inside.
Holy crap.
That's good. Yeah, I'm having the last bite of that. That's good. Oh man, we gotta go back and get more of these.
That's the most pistachio flavored
It's
pistachio
so
thing
good.
I've ever had.
It's like a little bit salty too.
Alright, if you're in Hungary and you see some Hungarian Christmas chocolates, get them. Tastes like joy.
It is like, man, Merry Christmas. We need to wash this down with something.
We do. I got some booze. Alright. Well, you got some booze for your family, and I decided that we should drink it because I didn't have a pop. So we got some more Pálinka.
Yeah.
We've had quite a lot of Pálinka since we've been here. So this is a cherry one. 50% alcohol. God, that smells good.
Whew, burns. Burns more than the other brown one. Wow, that's a swig. Wow, you don't do anything by halves, do you?
Oh.
I took the daintiest sip and you downed half the bottle.
You were like, we're not going to be able to drink all that. I was like, it's like 2 sips in that bottle.
It's got like the cherries in it.
It does. It is nice though. It's very sweet and syrupy and cherry-y and very, very strong alcohol taste. It's kind of knock your socks off, innit?
Whew.
I don't want you to be upset with me, Bulgaria, where I was last time, but it's better than Rakia.
Eggy Sigara.
Right, let's pop in a bar. I'm going to give the chocolates a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I am wild with my ratings. It's a 10 or a 1. There's no in between.
You give a lot of 4s and 5s, I feel like.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well,
Or you'll be like, this is horrible. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Well, I
I'm
don't
like,
wanna-
what?
I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be too mean. But these chocolates were a 10. Straight up 10.
10 out of 10. The
Baller.
marzipan was my least favorite.
Well,
I would say I didn't try the eggnog, but I think the
I doubt
pistachio
you'd-
and then the banana.
I don't think you'd have enjoyed the eggnog.
Okay.
Eggnog chocolate, marzipan chocolate, I'm all about it. And the Pálinka's a 10 out of 10 as well, let's be honest, it's great.
It's great.
That statue was of Peter Mansfield, who was a 16-year-old Hungarian revolutionary who had a group of friends and they kidnapped people, they kidnapped a police officer, they were done for hoarding weapons, finding guns, explosives, all that type of thing. But they were fighting for freedom, they were fighting for Hungarian freedom. Peter Mansfield's father and his grandfather were taken to a forced labour camp in when the Soviets got here, and his grandfather didn't come back. So you can understand why he would be angry about it. But the thing is that when he was convicted, eventually he ran away, but then he escaped, and that's why the statue is called the Falling Star. It's a statue of him breaking his wrist when he escaped from custody. But the escape from the Soviets was in vain because he was eventually caught again the next day and sentenced to death, even though others in the group weren't sentenced to death. The problem is that he was only 16, 17 when he was sentenced. So instead of just killing him in order to seem as though they were being merciful, they just tortured him, the Soviets, until he was 18 when they murdered him. But Peter Mansfield was fighting for the freedom of his people. And yeah, one person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter. I totally get that. I tend to side on the side of Peter Mansfield. I might not agree with all his tactics, but I certainly can't blame him for them. To have your family taken away from you, and to be growing up in a country that isn't yours, under a boot, you can't blame him, I don't think. So I'm glad to see a statue of Peter, but a very courageous young man whose life was cut very short. I mean, he might have done it, but I can also understand why he did it. Anyway, so I'm glad we saw that.